So this book I have next is, I have it upside down. I can't read it that way. It's Buzz Bee, and it's a nonfiction book like the one we read yesterday about the chicken. This is by Jennifer Szymanski. And let's see what they're going to tell us about bees. Buzz Bee. Those start with the B sound. B sound. Oh, and like some of the other books we read, this book has a vocabulary tree. So it tells us about the words that we might find in the story. So first it talks about animals. The animals are honeybees. And it tells us what they need to live and what they do. So what they need to live is nectar, pollen, hive, and honey. And what they do is buzz, fly, eat, drink, and dance? Dance. I didn't know that bees danced. So we'll have to learn about that. And we're going to learn about nectar, pollen. I'm sure you know the word hive, that's where they live, and then honey. Okay. Buzz bee, and look, it has an exclamation point. A bee flies in the air. It looks for a flower. I wonder how come the bee is looking for a flower. Do you know how come the bee is looking for a flower? I know that bees like flowers. Let's see. It says, there's a sweet treat in the flower. It's called nectar. Oh, so there's nectar inside the flower. The bee drinks. Oh, so you can drink nectar. Do you see that bee drinking in the picture? I don't know if it shows, but it's got like a straw for a mouth. I wonder what he's going to do with that nectar. If he just drinks it or if he's going to save it. The bee eats. It eats pollen. So all that yellow stuff is pollen. And that's also on a flower, just like the nectar. And then I see a little label right here, a little box, and it says, bees carry pollen in a basket on their legs. Oh, what? A basket on their legs? I didn't know that bees had a basket. I don't think it's a basket like we would use. I think it's part of their body, but they're going to carry the pollen. I wonder what they're going to do. It says it gets pollen to take home. So the bees are going to take that pollen home. Let's see what they do with it when they get it home. A bee's home is called a hive. Many bees live in the hive. I wonder how many bees live in a hive. Maybe you could look that up on Google later. Or maybe I can. Bees put pollen in the hive. Let's see what they're going to do once they put it in the hive. That's what the hive looks like. Sometimes you can see these outside. This little label says, once nectar becomes honey, bees put it in a honeycomb. Oh, they make honey from the nectar too. Oh, so they use the pollen and the nectar to make honey. And we all like honey. It's very yummy. Now there's food in the hive. That's what that says. Now there's food in the hive. And I see lots of bees in this picture. Other bees can eat the pollen and honey. Oh, so bees eat honey too. I just thought they made honey. I don't think I realized they ate it. Did you know that? I wonder what else bees do. Oh, it's going to tell us. In the hive, a bee dances. I did not know the bees danced. I really didn't. The dance tells other bees where to find nectar. Huh. So it's kind of how they talk to each other is through dance. That would be weird for humans. And this little label says, the bee moves from side to side. This is called a waggle dance. Can you say that? Waggle dance. So when the bee moves from side to side, he's doing what they call a waggle dance. The bees fly out of the hive. They look for the nectar. So they're going to look for more nectar. So bees really must need flowers to live, if that's where they get their nectar and pollen. Oh, look, they use the dance to find the right flower. So that dance helps them find the right kind of flower? Huh. Buzz bee. And then this page tells us a little bit more, because the story is kind of dumb, but now it has some information. It says, nectar and pollen, what are they like? This one says, nectar drips, it's sweet. So kind of like juice maybe. And then pollen is made up of tiny balls. It's like powder. Oh, so I don't think we'd want to eat the pollen if it's like powder. And then it says your turn. So this is something you can try. Think of a spot in the room. Do a waggle dance to tell your friend how to get there. Then switch roles. So you can do a waggle dance. That means move side to side to tell your friend how to get there. And then they can find a spot and move side to side and tell you how to get to them. And then there's a little note from the author. It says, author's note. There are many different kinds of bees. In this book, the word bee refers specifically to honeybees. So this book is about honeybees. So there are other bees, and if they're not honeybees, I wonder what they do. Maybe you could try to find a video about what other bees might do, and then it gives us other books we could read. The end. Oh, I forgot to ask on the last book too, what did you think of this book? Did you like it? Did you not like it? If you liked it, what did you like about it? If you didn't like it, how come? What didn't you like about that book if you didn't like it? I like this book because I learned something new. I learned that bees dance. And I learned that they eat honey, and I didn't know that. So I felt this book was really useful, and it made me a little bit smarter. Bye.